going to do a little bonus episode. We have a pretty good episode this week we're releasing with the strength coach at Yuma Catholic High School. I think that'll be a good one, but I promised we would have some bonus episodes during the playoffs, and I always like to try to keep my promises. Lots of interesting matchups to break down. So many good games in the Arizona State playoffs and so much excitement. I give the AIA a ton of credit. I think the way they put the Open together has been very exciting. I think the 6A tournament has got a lot of drama as well. The 5A and 4A tournaments, tons of good stuff going on. The 3A tournament, really good. 2A has been exciting. 1A is down to their state championship game. So lots of exciting stuff going on in Arizona high school football, and there were many choices to break down. I decided to go with the 1-8 matchup in the Open, partially because I've enjoyed kind of studying Mountain View the last couple of years. Coach Litton, I coached against him when I was at Poston Butte, and he was at Marana High School. Been successful everywhere he's been, and there was some stuff I kind of wanted to break down in that one, and obviously seeing how Hamilton has lit up the scoreboard with two of the better sophomore players, definitely one of the better sophomore receivers in the entire country, in Roy Oliver. I thought I'd break down that ball game. So that's what we will do, and we'll get into talking about that one. I don't know that I'll make a prediction, but I really enjoyed studying the tape of both of these teams. Really extremely well coached on both sides. I think we'll be a little bit sneaky, a little bit closer than maybe people think a 1-8 Open matchup would be. So that'll be interesting to see. I still maintain, there should be no complaints that 20 out of 29 in 6A get in, because there's some phenomenal football at the 6A level in Arizona. And the other, if you're listening from out of state, a lot of the other regions or the other conferences, 5A and 4A, have in the 50s. I think 4A is the lead there with 58 schools in there, and 6A is down to 29, but every single team in 6A is good. Like, every single team, throw the records out, all of them are really good. I will say this, I think if they took the Open and made it those top four, gave them a bye, and then a semi-game, a bye, and then the Open State Championship, and you still keep 20 out of 29 getting in, because then 5 through 20 become the 6A tournament, I think that 6A tournament would be even more loaded than it already is. But give them a ton of credit for all of those things. Want to take a moment to remind everybody, again, the Blue and Gold Gridiron Show is brought to you by School Funder, only online fundraising company in America that lets you keep all of the money your team raises. I do not understand why you're going to give away your proceeds. Talk to School Funder. They do an amazing job. All right, John Theriault is tremendous. They have many guys that'll work with you. So get in touch with those guys at School Funder. That's SCHOOLFUNDR.org, and let them know the Blue and Gold Gridiron Show sent you, as it'll help the show. While you're trying to help the show, really, like I said, the only goal of this is to reach as many coaches, get as many free information out there to coaches as possible, try to help grow the coaching profession, and be able to help coaches. So that's our number one goal. We will reach more coaches if we get more subscriptions. So please, it's totally free, does not cost you one penny. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at BG Gridiron Show, and you'll hopefully get some good information out of this. Looking forward, we've had some really good guests, and we're going to have some really good more lined up that we're excited about in the future here. But we're now going to get into breaking down this ball game. I'm going to start by breaking down a little bit of Mountain View defensively. Interesting, I worked when I was at Dobson High School with longtime, I believe, and maybe some Toro fans out there in the comments could correct me if I'm wrong on this. I worked with Don Kramer, longtime Mountain View defensive coordinator, for 1 year at Dobson High School. Phenomenal guy, phenomenal football coach. Worked with Jerry Wheeler, who was the line coach for many of those Toro teams when I was at Red Mountain High School. I believe, Coach Kramer was the defensive coordinator for many years with Coach Parker. Then he was with Coach Buskin and continued with Coach Joseph. I think he and Coach Wheeler may be the only guys that were a part of all 8 Toro state title teams. This is kind of a storied program here. Coach Kramer, they reminded me defensively very much of what you see from Snowflake now. Incredibly fundamentally sound, but for the most part, you kind of knew where everybody was going to line up, knew where everybody was going to be. This version of the Mountain View defense is much different. This much more aggressive defensively. Coach Kramer, they were so fundamentally sound, squeezed blocks, did a great job tackling, but they did not you knew where they were going to line up based on the formation. You typically knew where they were going to be, and they were just really hard to move the ball on. Similar to what you'll see, like I said, with Snowflake. Snowflake's so fundamentally sound. For the most part, also Coconino could be in this realm. You usually know what you're going to get, but that doesn't mean you're going to move the ball because they are incredibly fundamentally sound. And this Toro team is also, but they add a little bit exotic in the blitz game, and they bring a lot of pressures. I'll show you some stuff where they're doing some really good things in this one, and I will show you some stuff where they got maybe burned a little bit there in bringing six and being so aggressive in their blitz package here. Against a really good Highland team here, this formation kind of taking over football, tight end wing with two split out receivers on the other side, which is certainly something you see a lot of now. All right, and it's something that has given teams a lot of trouble. You got 8 gaps here to cover in the run game, and you got 2 split out receivers because you got to kind of decide how you're going to play this. Well, Mountain View has decided they have all 11 guys within, ball's at the 49-yard line. This guy's at the 44. This guy may be at the 43. Everybody, all 11 guys within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage. All right, so they are coming after you a little bit there in this regard here. All right, so gonna click this.
Once again, Mountain View, good for only about 2 yards.
Good football.
And they are sending
21. Same formation as we've seen.
7. All right.
So once again, we're going to see the quarterback under center here.
They're bringing some pressure here. I got to believe based on where they lined up here and kind of where you see this, they look like they're aligned into formation here, and they're aggressive coming downhill.
So once again, we're going to see the quarterback under center here. Same formation as we've seen the previous times. This time he's going to do a little bit of a play fake. Not so good to like what he sees. He's just going to throw it away. Good stop there by Mountain View.
Now, the analytics, from what I understand, they say go for it here.
But historically, this was not a Mountain View
I believe,
style.
Amazing custom.
So it's interesting to see that.
This time they finally got back there. And
now they're behind schedule.
Yeah, couldn't have come at a better time.
Some of those things there.
Tackle for loss.
Another one here.
Absolutely here.
Absolutely. But that was time their guys off the field here. I mean, that defense got to be a little tired. I know they're full of energy, but
playing with that stuff.
At least in the first half, you're going to.
Again, all right, showing this press coverage. I wanted to highlight this. The corner does an amazing job here in a press alignment, showing some stuff here, making the quarterback think, hey, I got to press. I got a man press.
I have all of that adrenaline coursing through your veins here.
The quarterback's going to look left, and he's just going to throw left, testing the deep man. And what an interception by Mountain View, number 21.
Don't know that you're going to.
Myron Christensen with another interception. I know that's not his first of the year.
Them do a lot of that. It'll be interesting to see the chess match there because Hamilton's got some guys I don't think you can come up and play press man with and have a whole lot of success with, regardless of who is at quarterback. I know they had an injury with their outstanding sophomore quarterback against Chandler, but I'm not sure that you can do that against them. So that'll be an interesting chess match to follow, how they go about doing that type of thing there that way. But I'm going to go to another few clips here, put this down here, and I'm going to show some stuff on this next one that I think is a good example of Coach Litton is, I think, one of the better offensive coaches in the state of Arizona, and very impressed always with kind of how he does things. But they do such a good job with their shifts and their motions and everything else.
Back.
And they play a little
There's
bit under center here.
believe Galaviz on the carry yard.
They have a treasure trove. Oh, it's not encroachment. Got 2
carry, averaging about 52 yards a game, 5 touchdowns on the season. Certainly been an impact player here for the Toros.
Keeping Goodman under center here.
and looks really good from again, shifts in motions. They trade those tight ends, different things here. They run a lot. They got the sniffer here, the fullback here. They run a lot of power out of this formation. So they'll inside handoff here to the tailback, handoff to the tailback here. We get down block, we get kick, we get pull, we get wrap. Sneak the fullback into the flat. They got the Y in the corner. They got a crossing route here. This is under center. Highland, a really well-coached team, obviously, as well. And I want you to see this
Big play here.
Element here. I mean, after that ball fake here, they got a ton of guys coming up. Inside linebackers here, sets it up very
coming up
nicely.
in shotgun over the middle.
Arnett, what do you know? That connection just seemingly cannot be stopped at times.
For him, but I like the
unbelievable there. Excuse us, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty there, but we're back. Interesting play there.
They do such a good job.
What a play there, Arnett, just unbelievable.
And all of those
Obviously,
things.
6A is a whole different ballpark
Next clip
compared to other conferences in Arizona.
We've
But
seen a lot of these teams get better over the years too. It's
right.
It is a whole different ballgame.
Something's a brewing here.
Running back and shift. I know people, they talk about this so much. They talk about count the box in the spread game. I got to tell you that is not how when I was coming up, the obviously spread had not taken over yet, but the way I was taught to count for the run game stuff is you go to the center, you cut the football in half. You count guys. In this case, with that trade, they move the running back from here to this side. They trade the tight end wing. They got two receivers over here already. We got a nose guard here, so those guys don't count here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys over here. Nose is in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think you could argue this is 6-on-4 advantage offense. I think that last trade there gives them a big advantage here. And obviously, anytime you can be +1 in the quarterback run game.
In Arizona, as Brady Goodman takes the opening handoff of the second half, and he gets enough to right around the 40-yard line, bring up a 2nd and 1 here.
Then they've been very effective on the ground game.
Keeps on running.
That's a big thing too. A lot of Mountain View players.
It's a community effort.
It's a very big community. When I played there, a lot of players, their dad played there, or their grandpa was.
What a snag by Arnett on the sidelines. Just played bigger there.
And you could look at it like he got some dirt on the jersey. He is fighting for every scrap of game time he can here. Getting set right back into the slot there.
He's no joke.
Here again, we've talked about this formation. This is a really tough formation for defenses. You end up here with 8 gaps to fill. You got A gap, B gap, C gap, D gap, E gap, ABC over here. 8 gaps to fill while you got 2 split out receivers.
This is good. Yeah, line up in the slot. Brady Goodman's going to take the handoff. He's going to bounce off a few tackles. Who wants to bring him down? Doesn't matter because that's a Mountain View first down.
Utah State commit, again, showing every reason why he's so.
Pull out from Goodman.
All right, we're going to go here.
Right in the zone. Nice play. Nice catch.
That's going to be very close.
From who else?
Interesting to see how Mountain View approaches getting in here to the red zone. They've been successful both the last 2 times here. So I wonder if the PAT might have spooked the kicker a little bit. They'll block the PAT.
Can't even think about it. We see 3 guys motion on the offensive line. Here we go. Here's the rollout from Goodman. And who else? He had 2 guys there. He had Galaviz and Arnett choosing to go to that second level, get a few more yards on that play. And
one of the defenders on Highland there just kind of fell down trying to assess the threat here in Arnett, and he's gonna.
Mountain View offense will come down the field after giving up that large score. I mean, they were on this field less than 2 receivers out right. He's got his Coy Bodley to his left. He's going to take the keeper himself, looking to make another highlight play.
And with a little bit of a bailout.
Nice little fake handoff there. Doesn't get him much yards, but Meto's good for about, Bodley, I believe. Yep. Coy Bodley good for about 2 yards.
3rd and 10 coming up now.
So 3rd and long here.
All eyes on Arnett.
Yeah, I mean,
all eyes on Arnett.
But if you're Highland, you got to be wary of that Goodman scramble. He certainly knows how to step up in the pocket. If he gets that edge, it's hard to bring him down.
And not to mention, Teo Weeks and Galaviz are no slouches in their own.
Absolutely.
They've had excellent seasons.
So see, Goodman was in the empty, but the running back will come back to block. He's going to get through one. He's going to shrug off a sack. And what do you know? Brady Goodman's cutting upfield for a touchdown. And the Toros lead 19-10. And Brady Goodman, what else can you say about the guy? Making dudes miss, and he runs it in for 6. 2 receivers out right. He's got his Coy Bodley to his left. He's going to take the keeper himself, right? He's got Goodman will step on
one play. We're gone.
So Goodman will step onto this field once again.
And again, we're talking about here. For my money, numbers-wise, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here. All right, and they're pulling the backside guard for power read on this. You could argue they're bringing 7 here to the point of attack. This guy might be a shade if you want to count him. All right, but if you don't, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, corner 5. I mean, this is a numbers advantage, in my opinion, for the offense.
2 receivers out right. He's got his Coy Bodley to his left. He's going to take the keeper himself, looking to make another. Coy Bodley step onto this field once again. 2 receivers out right. He's got his Coy Bodley to his left. He's going to take the keeper himself, looking to make another highlight play of his own. Oh, and just brought down as Brady Goodman almost answered literally.
And obviously a monumental challenge for the Toros, playing what I think rightfully so, what most people would identify as the number 1 seed. No question about it. The number 1 seed in the Open tournament. Number 1 seed Hamilton, who has been just incredible. I'm not sure what they're averaging. At one point, I think they were averaging about 60 points a game later in the year. And this is a Hamilton team that has incredible weapons, even with, and I believe their quarterback will be out this week, sophomore quarterback Jack Scully. He and the receiver Oliver there have put up Pac-Man style numbers in the pass game. But one of the things
getting thrust into the battle for Arizona Avenue.
Other thing too, if you look at Hamilton's coaching staff, talked about Mountain View being really well coached. Hamilton is littered with Hall of Fame caliber coaches. You got Coach Lopez, longtime coach of Marcos, is their D-line coach. Mark Tucker, one of the best offensive line coaches anywhere. Coach Camarillo, who was obviously a huge part of the dynasty at Saguaro, is there. Travis Dixon, an amazing coach. I had not studied much of their offensive coordinator, and I forget his name at the moment, but I love what they do here. This is a pretty cool stuff in their pin and pull game. And then we're going to show what I like to term plays in series. This Hamilton team does a really nice job, at least and I wasn't able to watch all their games, but the stuff I did watch.
Here to start the second half for the Huskies, trailing 27-13.
All right, they end up here in this formation. They're going to end up with a little pin and pull here. All right, counting your rules here. All right, you're going to end up with the guard down, center here, tight end down, tackle pulling. I believe you're going to end up with center and tackle pulling on the pin and pull here.
And they're going to hand the ball off left side down the sidelines.
Really good job.
And what a great first play here for the Huskies to get things started. A 17-yard.
This game's incredible.
All game.
That said, their run
To
game
find a way to play a little bit better. You got your back.
couple others here.
Second, Veta, the senior. The hands of the playmakers. Boy, that was a beautiful ball right there by Veta. And making the excellent grab was Oliver.
Boy, you see this right here. That just gives you great confidence as an offense. That's one heck of a throw. Great coverage by that defense. It's better execution and a great catch by Oliver.
Skylar Cole off.
Better execution and a great catch by that defense. It's better execution and a great catch by. by that defense is better execution and a great catch by Oliver.
Skylar Cole off to the races. Cuts it back in. Inside the 5. Oh, my goodness.
That look, that, off the ball tight end, tailback set to the tight end. They get jet motion. They did some really cool stuff out of that. That first one there is jet counter. All right, I am going to go to the next one, which they run a pin and pull, which was the first scheme that we showed you. All right, now they add it with, and I got to make sure I bring this back here. We'll pause this.
Older brothers.
Okay, same formation. Last time they flew this guy in motion, run the counter, run the GY counter off of this. This time they run pin and pull with a lead here. So they're going to end up, I believe you get the same guys pulling here. You're going to get the center out here because this guy's the shade, so the guard blocks down. This guy's here, so the tight end blocks down. You end up with center. You end up with tackle pulling. You end up with the tailback leading.
Orion and Roman started their careers at Higley High School, then finished up at Chandler. Also terrific rugby players. Boy, how about the big hit right there to end the play by Chandler on Oliver.
Tell you what, Chandler's defense, there have been some mistakes and there's things you can coach, but at the end, top 4 seeds are more important than ever.
And how about Chandler punching the ball away from Roy Oliver? They do not want to see the ball get in his hands in space. We've seen how dangerous he can be when he gets the ball in his hands.
This is the one. Okay, same look. You got tailback offsetting here. All right, you're flying in motion right here. GY counter off of it. They're blocking GY counter. Everybody in the building thinks GY counter's coming again. They pull the ball out, get it out here.
And pass is complete. Guess who is off to the race and takes it in for the touchdown? 57 yards. Roy Oliver, his 26th touchdown catch of the season. Oh my goodness, what a move he put on.
Look how close this comes to being intercepted. So close to being intercepted, then watch what happens when he turns on the Jets. We're not going to see the Chandler defender who hopes that didn't make it on.
Anytime, if you're telling a high school kid, hey, they run.
Get your receiver, you just complete that pass, and you pick up the first down, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and 6. Helma comes out. 2 linemen are coming out.
So that's going to be Noah Swope, who's got to come out after his helmet came off.
Comes out. 2 linemen are coming out.
So that's going to be Noah Swope, who's got to come out after his helmet came off.
Well, you got a new set. Yeah, you got a new. Boy, so many things can happen right here.
Hellestrate, where are you at?
I could bend over, but don't ask me to get back up.
3rd and 6. Here comes the pressure. LeBlanc. And Menzel just does all he can to get rid of it. But how about that Hamilton defense just pinning their ears back and getting after the Chandler quarterback?
Known as 3rd and long. You have 2 back.
They did a nice job.
Big play there as the Wolves offense will take over at the Hamilton 36-yard line. Menzel, pump fake, evades the rush. More to come, and Menzel just gets rid of it. So it was LeBlanc with the initial pressure.
And you're totally out of sync. And now we're in a 3-point ball game, and we're still not.
Menzel has time. Intercepted. Nico Jandra.
Matchup, like I said, and I believe it to be true. I think this matchup could be closer than teams think. In my study and looking through this, Mountain View is really well coached. Hamilton, what a staff! That they have been able to put together. And obviously, you get a number of really talented guys. So I give them a ton of credit, and I think this matchup is going to be one that's going to be interesting. I think there'll be some good stuff in there, and I think you will see. Excuse me. I think you will see a game that could be a little bit closer than people think. Excited to watch this one. I gotta probably go with the Huskies advancing. I think you're probably, and there could be an upset in there. I think any of those top four seeds are going to be difficult. It'll be interesting to see how the bye affects it. There was in 4A, the teams in 5A. I didn't look at exactly how it was in 4A. I know, I believe one team got upset that had a bye, but for the most part, those teams that had a bye did pretty well. Particularly in 4A because there was no bye week during the season. In 6A, there was. So this will be interesting to see how that week off helped those teams, those top four seeds in the Open. Those other teams were winning to work their way into the Final Eight in the Open. Should be really exciting stuff. I am looking forward to watching. I said this the other day on Twitter. I don't know that you could find entertainment value. I look at tickets. You look at tickets for things. It's unbelievable, the price of everything. High school football, in my opinion, has got to be the best value, entertainment-wise, of just about anything out there. Where can you get 2 to 3 hours of entertainment, and good entertainment, for right around $10? Not sure what each team's. I know ours is right around $8 or $10 to get in the ball game. But right around $10, you get high-quality entertainment, watching first-class athletes compete, really good coaches. High school football, anywhere you are across the country, best value there is, in my opinion. So get out there, support those teams, and watch. And like I said, we got a really good episode with some strength coaches coming up. We will do another playoff preview episode next week with a couple of teams there. We'll look at the matchups and all those. And if anybody's interested in being on the show, I love getting coaches on here to share knowledge. We're doing a coach's corner or coach's cut-up corner where you're going to show us a concept that you ran, the good, the bad, and the ugly from the whole season, a cut-up style. I know a lot of coaches, I know we are in the process of cutting everything up, seeing what was effective, what wasn't, all those type of things. So I would encourage you, all right, if you want to be on the show, please contact me at cody.collett. That's cody.collett at prescottschools.com, as we'll be starting that. We got some big commitments. We got Coach Mitch Johnson from the Power Rate will be on there. Offense coordinator Tempe High School. A couple other guys that I will be bugging here as their seasons end and their playoff runs in. But excited to watch all that stuff, and I would encourage you to join us next time for another edition of the Blue and Gold Gridiron Show. Thanks so much.